On July 2nd, 2017, at approximately 2 p.m., Bonneville County Sheriff's deputies were called to 2390 Ross Avenue in the city of Ammon, where a deceased individual was located. The victim had been deceased for an extensive period of time and was the only person located inside the residence. Due to the extensive decomposition of the victim, detectives had not been able to positively identify who it is, the gender or age, and an autopsy is scheduled for Thursday. Deputies determined that the owner of the residence is a Lisa Stukey, and we have been unable to confirm if she is the deceased person. The Sheriff's Office is working to find Ms. Stukey and people related or associated with her. As the residence is quite large, detectives are working to process the scene thoroughly, examine everything involved. We have several detectives working this case, along with the Bonneville County Coroner, to determine a cause and nature of death. Results of the autopsy and processing of evidence will take an extensive period of time. There are several unknowns as to what exactly happened, so we'll have to make sure that we're working diligently through this case. We're treating this investigation as a homicide, pending processing of evidence and autopsy. Further details will be made available in the future as the investigation continues. We ask the community, anyone that may have information about this case or know Lisa Stukey, to please contact the Sheriff's Office through dispatch at 208-529-1200. That information would be very helpful so that we can find out more about Ms. Stukey and possibly information towards this case. We appreciate the mayor being here. We are keeping the prosecuting attorney's office informed of the case, along with the mayor and the city council, so that we can proceed with this case and hopefully get information that we can release at a later date.
Sheriff, I have two questions. First, can you spell Stukey for me?
Stuckey.
And then the second question is there a threat to the public?
At this time, we don't have any specific information that would lead us to that. But we definitely suggest that people work towards prevention, using lights and making sure that their doors are locked and those kind of things. It's always good practice. And so until we find out more about the case and we can give more information, that would be my suggestion.
Sheriff, we heard that a door may have been tampered with or kicked in at the home. Can you comment about that?
Right now, I'm going to just hold all that until all the evidence is processed so that we know exactly what happened. But that's part of the investigation. We'll see where everything goes from here.
What leads you to believe you're treating it as a homicide, minus the decomposition of the body? What else leads you to believe that this was a homicide? So just because of the, it's not easy to obtain the evidence. So instead of just saying, well, a possible unattended death, handle it as a homicide, work towards that information, making sure that we are obtaining all the evidence and information that we need. That way we're not looking back saying we should have. Handle it as a homicide. That's the first way we handle things. We work through it, process it, make sure we know what's going on, and then we'll go from there.
How old was Ms. Stukey?
I'm not sure. You say how old was she? We don't know if it was Ms. Stukey or not. So let's make that clear. We have to make positive identification on a case. I believe that she's in her 60s. That's the best I know right now.
Is there any possibility that you guys would release a picture of her if you think she's, if you're looking for her?
If and when that becomes an issue that we need to do that, then we'll do that. But right now, all as we know is she's the owner of the house. We're not sure if we have her there as the deceased or if she's somewhere else.
What was the home like? Was it in disarray? Did it look like there was a struggle? What, can you describe that to me?
The home is, it appears that it is the way she is living. I don't see that that's anything specific at this point in time.
But you can't confirm if the remains are man or woman.
Not at this time. I'm not going to speculate. Let's put it that way.
And you mentioned, I don't want to get too graphic here, but it's been there, the body has been there for quite some time. Are we just talking skeletal remains, or?
I can tell you better than a week. So there's extensive decomposition at this time, just because of the warmth and everything else.
Where in the home was she found?
At this time, I can tell you that she was in the bedroom, but as far as that goes, that's about all I'll say.
How did you guys get called out to this? I mean, how did
Some
you
friends stopped by, felt that there was something wrong, and called the deputies.
Have you interviewed the friends?
Absolutely.
And what did they say what the last time they saw her was?
Right now, I don't have that specific information, but I'm not going to go into what the friends have told us.
Does she work somewhere? Or do you know where her place of business is or anything like that?
No,
I guess family members, you haven't been able to track down any family members?
not as of yet. We're talking with some people, but right now, we don't have anything tied down.
So it would be safe to say, and as far as you know at this point, she did not die of natural causes?
Well, I'm not going to speculate, okay? That's why we have an autopsy. We want to make sure that we know what we're dealing with before we start talking. Again, we'll handle it as a homicide so that we do not miss those pieces.
You've brought in the prosecutor to keep him up to date, but are there any other agencies helping with this investigation?
Right now, we've had several other agencies that, knowing that everybody is busy. It's the 4th of July. It's a long weekend for many. And so there's other agencies that are standing by if we need some more people to supplement our agency. But right now, it's the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office that is handling it.
So you said you're not able to identify whether it's a male or female, but we've kind of been saying she. So
We've been saying she because of the owner of the house. Okay?
Sheriff, do you know, was there a vehicle in the garage? Did it appear that a vehicle left the home?
I'm not going to talk too much about the scene until we know exactly what we have. Okay? I appreciate everybody's information. What we're looking for is anybody that knows anything about the case, and if anybody knows Ms. Stukey, and if they can call in and we can have some discussion about what they know.
Sheriff, can you tell me when was the last time that the city of Ammon had a homicide?
I'm thinking back. Right off the bat, I can't. It's...
That wasn't in the city of Ammon.
It's been a while.
I'd say,
What?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's that was the most recent one I ever done.
Several years
Is
ago.
this the one where he set the house on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't think how long that's been now. But it's been quite some time.
10 or so.
7-ish years.
Yeah, that's what I would say, 7, 8 years, something like that.
Okay, thank you very much. If we obtain more information that we can release, we'll be putting that out. You probably will not have any updates until Wednesday at the earliest, and more than likely, the best update will be on Friday if we can obtain any other information from the autopsy.
Mayor, is there anything that you want to say at all?
I would just say that obviously our first concern is public safety, and we have full confidence, I do and the City Council does, in the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office and the investigators, in the detectives that are working tirelessly right now to bring closure to the case, and we just feel like we absolutely couldn't be in better hands.
Can I ask another question? For you, Sheriff, how unusual is this? You know, finding a body that you say could possibly be a week old. How unusual is it for deputies to find something like this and have to handle it and put the pieces together yourselves because you don't know where to start?
Well, we do know where to start because we're there. But this isn't uncommon. We do have unattended deaths all the time. So it's not something that we don't handle frequently, but this is a little different. The decomposition is extensive, so we want to make sure that we're walking through this and we're doing it right.
Can you sort of also stress on the importance of the public's help? I know you mentioned the number, but is there anything else that they can do to help with this case?
Well, with any case, with any time we're trying to find out information, this is a community that knows more about their block than we do. I mean, they are there all the time. And so anybody that has that information, it's very important that they share information about Ms. Stukey, that they share information about what they know on the case. That is always helpful. This is a team effort. We're a big community, and that community needs to come together and help each other.